love, or express how you feel. No. But just like Sunday morning, I take it easy, girl, I'm gonna wait. 'Cause love it just ain't right, without you by my side. Baby, you're my soulmate. Baby, I'll open doors, be there for you anytime. 'Cause that's what your man's supposed to do. I wanna cook for you, I will spoil you, girl. My whole objective is to please you. I'll run your bubble back, make you laugh, girl, through thick and thin. I've got your back, yeah. I ain't gonna be pressing you, stressing you to make love. We've got so much time for that. Smile on your face, smile on your face. Be your stars and your moon. Can I be your sunny day? Every day, all day, I'll be your favorite too. I wanna be your breakfast in bed. Every morning that you wake up, I want you to see me. I'll be your food. I'll be your food today. To you. Yes, baby, baby. I wanna be your shoulder when you need one to cry on. Yeah, I wanna be your pillow when you need one to lie on. Oh yeah, I wanna be the spotlight that shines on you. Girl, I'm gonna write the girl is mine on you. Yes, I am. I wanna be a thought in your daydreams. I wanna be your everything, your everything. Too damn good to you. I wanna be everything you ever thought you wanted, you ever needed, baby. Yeah, you wanna shout about it, you wanna tell the world about it. Too damn good to you. And can't nobody else believe it. You got everything you needed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh. I'm gonna be so, so, so good to you, baby.
This is your boy, DJ J-Man. And you're listening to Life After the Call on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Even Alexa, that's right. Alexa can make it do just what it do. You want to say what's up? Say what's up. I got DJ Sammy in the house with me tonight. He hanging out with me. So y'all just sit back, relax, and chill out with us. That's what you want him to do, chill out. He nodded his head, yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a great show tonight. I'll come back and share some things, some changes that's going to be made with the show. So we're going to have some different things going on. We're going to reinvent ourselves in a sense. But we're going to take it to the next level. All right? Y'all holler at your boy. It's all good. It's definitely all gravy. I holler.
said, sugar, honey, darling, I really want to see you too. It's just that someone's over, and baby, I really want to be with you. If by chance you let me just hold you, I'm calling her free. I wanna say no, baby. When in need, you said you wouldn't be here, and you hold the key to my very breaking, baby. And I love you. There's a man if you are that special lover. Love keeps you tied to another. That's the way it goes on love's train. You don't need no, take it to ride. Sometimes heartstrings can be broken, but you just have to keep on going. That's the way it goes on love's train. Listen, baby. If you sorrow, you've been soaking, but you just have to keep on stroking. That's the way it goes on love's train. Doesn't hurt a thing, y'all, makes you wanna cry. Come on. If you are that special lover, and love keeps you tied to another. That's the way it goes on love's train. Find yourself alone. Sometimes heartstrings can be broken, but you just have to keep on going. That's the way it goes on love's train. In time, everything gonna be alright.
You're listening to your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio. This is Life After the Collar. Y'all, I got my DJ, my son, sitting next to me. He's doing his thing. He got his own little microphone over there, having his own little conversation. You may be able to hear him in the background. He's trying to copy everything that I'm saying. But that's my dude right there. We getting it in. Thank y'all so much for joining tonight. Let me first of all apologize for starting late. I actually forgot that I said that I was going to do it today. I really did. I forgot. Charge it to my head, not my heart. That's what they say in the church. We're going to do this. I want to, let me give you some updates. And some changes that's going to be made to Life After the Collar before we start the show today. Spreaker is having issues with I think it's Adobe, and it's not allowing the new platform that they have pushed out to allow us to work the way we need to work. So I have several things that I have going on. I have to download all the music that I have on the website to my computer, because I have a library on the website that's easier for me to carry it. Well, because it's online, I didn't have to worry about carrying a whole bunch of music with me. So I'm going to have to redo that stuff. And I am pondering on whether we're going to stay with Spreaker or not. They gave us a new thing to download to our computer. I'm going to see how that works out, if I stay with Spreaker or not, but we'll make that decision when we get there, when we're doing what we're doing, how we do it. So that's one of the things we're working on. Also, we do have a new name for the show. I'll push that out later. I asked y'all to give me some input. Nobody said nothing. Nobody gave me no ideas, no nothing. But it's alright. Y'all good. Y'all still good folks. Y'all still love. But we did come up with a new name. I'll push that out. And we're actually looking at about two names, but I think I've settled on the name that I really want. So we're going to work on that as well. And then we're also looking at another platform to launch off from. We're going to try to push out a video podcast as well. I think that's called Vcast or something like that. So we're going to see about that. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. Also, y'all pray for me. I'm actually thinking about going into a radio station, maybe once a week and having a show. But we're working on that. We're working on some things. We're working on some things and see how that's going to work out for us. We'll see how that works out for us. How is the mic? I just got a text that turned on the mic. How was that? How was that one there? I did what I could. I'm actually using a different device as well today. So the mic may be super sensitive. So let me know how that is, the second one. How that is going. I will play another song, and we're gonna come back and do this thing. Say that again. Music, not mic. What does that mean? Turn down the music just a little, please. Okay, gotcha. So we'll be back in just a second. Holla at your boy. It's all good. It's definitely all great.
This world ain't nothing but crazy. I'm out here working, trying to make it. Yeah. Girl, it's so rough in this city, and ain't no resting for the weary. So baby, feel me. I need something to feel, so my spirit can heal, babe. I need you to wrap them chocolate legs around me, so when I come home tonight, you'll make everything alright. When you gonna wrap them chocolate legs around me, the memory of my day will quickly just fade away. When you come wrap them chocolate legs around me, please baby, wrap them chocolate legs around me. Your cocoa skin against mine, babe, yeah, babe, is all I need to help revive me. Yeah. Just touch me and I feel pure love. You're the only thing I'm ever sure of. Your love, I'm sure of. I need some reminding that God is He's still behind me. So baby, come take my soul and set me free. When you come, wrap them chocolate legs around me, so when I come home tonight, you'll make everything alright. When you come, wrap them chocolate legs around me, I need you to understand and make me glad I'm a man. Deep inside you, that's where I need to be. Deep inside you, baby, just wrap them chocolate legs around me. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, don't let go, baby, don't let go. Yeah, don't you let go. I need some reminding playing the game. I can't seem to win. Love's knocking on the door of my heart once more. Think I'll lay out a man before I begin. I need a love that's strong. I need it. I'm so tired of being alone, but will my lonely heart plays a part? I'm a fool again before I begin. Foolish heart, hear me call. Stop before you start falling. Foolish heart, heed my warning. You've been wrong before. Oh, foolish heart, hear me calling, calling. Stop before you start falling. Foolish heart, heed my warning. You've been wrong, you've been wrong. Foolish heart. Foolish, foolish heart. Oh, you've been wrong before, and I can't take it anymore. Foolish heart. No, 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 no. You start falling. Foolish heart. Heed my warning. You've been wrong before. Foolish heart. Foolish, 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 foolish heart. Foolish heart. Foolish heart. Please don't hurt me. Foolish heart. Don't hurt me. Foolish heart.
Fulfillment Video Library.
This new thing is really getting on my nerves. I think y'all should be able to hear me now. I think y'all should. If y'all good with hearing me now, DJ, if you're talking, we can't hear you. So I think that's it. That person was, I can't think of her last name, but Sharon something. You asked who was that song by. So y'all let me know that we're good on air now. If you're able to hear me, okay, we're good. We're up and running. Okay, I got to learn this new thing here. Or come up with something different. We'll see. Anyway, Beyond the Hurt, that's what we entitled this conversation for today, this topic for today. And we're going to go in many different areas. I posted today an article where what's the girl name? Megan Good said that she says judgmental Christians have pushed her away from the church. It's an article, and many people had a lot of different things to say about it. And this is just going to be the opening, because I want to go beyond church hurt. I just want to talk about hurt, but I want to open up with this discussion because this is a unique perspective. She said that she's walking away, or she left the church because of how the church is judgmental. Okay? Now, there's several ways that we can look at it. Several different topics, several different conversations we can have. But I want to look at it from this angle. You all know Megan Good and the different movies that she's done, Biker Boys and things like that. Now, you all know that she's married to a preacher. She's married. I think he may be a pastor. And the style of movies and what she's portrayed and how she has portrayed herself in different types of movies, people are calling her hypocrite. Well, she's calling the church hypocrite, while others are calling her a hypocrite. My conversation is this. Do any of us, let's deal with the judgmental part. Do any of us have the right to judge the church, and does the church have any right to judge us if the church is made up of imperfect people? The church is full of imperfect people, which means they're going to bring their biases. They're not going to look at it in a full view of things, as far as whether you're talking homosexuality, whether people are condemning her for the types of movies that she's done. And is it right for her to be hurt by these comments? Or are people just giving their opinion? Just giving their opinion. I'm not asking I'm just Aries. I'm just having a discussion right now. I'm going to ask a specific question in just a minute. I know I've experienced what I call church hurt. And from what I understand from her article, she has experienced church hurt. We're not really gonna really indulge on titling this church hurt, because I want to deal with hurt in general. But I want to use this as an opening topic to start the conversation. Let me ask this direct question. How is it that we get hurt? Is what I mean by that. Y'all hear Sammy back there talking? The only way we can be hurt is if we open ourselves, make ourselves vulnerable to be hurt. What do I mean by that? If you say something to me and I can care hill of beans about you, I don't know you, you know, I've never met you, and you say something negative about me, if I don't know you, that won't hurt me. We get hurt by placing unrealistic expectations. I like that response. So and that's one way. That's one way, and there's no set way. There's no specific way. But I want to bring up different ways to define these hurt. She got hurt. Megan was hurt because of what she perceived as church people judging her and other people. That's because she left herself vulnerable to be hurt by the church. In other words, she at one point valued the opinion of the church. So she got hurt because of what they were saying about her or about other people. Because she valued what they were saying. Let me move it beyond church. When you are in a love relationship, you open yourself up to being hurt because, like you said, the expectation. You want there's an expectation you set an expectation from that person, which means you literally open yourself up. The only way you can really be hurt, well, not only, forgive me. One of the ways you really get hurt, one of the ways, is when you make yourself vulnerable to love. Whenever you make yourself vulnerable to love, whether it's like we had, loving the church, loving another person, loving your children, even loving your job. So when you open yourself up to love and feel for someone, that person now has the opportunity to hurt you. And I know it seems like I'm babbling, but I'm just trying to put a whole bunch of conversation at the same time. When you open that door, not knocking on her at all, I do believe people are judgmental, and we will stop making movies if the world critics judge her. That's, you know what, Aries, that's a good point. That's a good point. Which means, and so now, Aries, you actually brought what I'm trying to say to the conversation using Megan. She didn't care. Megan didn't care what the critics said about her movie. They could talk negative about her movies all day. She didn't stop making movies. So she was not hurt by them. But the minute the church said, because she respected the church or because she loved the church, now I'm in my feelings. And so that's where I want to get to. That's where I want to get to the hurt part. When we open ourselves to love and to care, we now open ourselves up. And I think we miss that part of it. When it comes to love, it also deals with opening up to hurt. Opening yourself, because one of the things people who we love and care about, they know your likes and dislikes. They know how to communicate with you. They know how to talk to you. And they know the things that push your buttons. So my conversation tonight is, one, understand that we're all going to be open to being hurt because we are in relationships that we feel are beneficial to us, or that we feel that they add to us. The problem is what Aries said earlier. Aries says we get hurt by placing unrealistic expectations. We forget a lot of times that people are human. No better way to say it. People are human. We get to the point where the ones that we're connected to, that they're going to be perfect. They're going to do everything right. They're going to say everything right. They're going to make every move towards us right. And we forget sometimes that person or those people may do something to hurt us. But now I have to make a decision on whether I stay around that person or not, or those people or not. and not judge them because they're human. I noticed that that no matter how the church treated Jesus, if I can go biblical for a minute, no matter how much they hurt him and we hurt God, I'll say that again, no matter how much they hurt Jesus and how much we hurt God even today, because believe it or not, by our actions, we literally spit in God's face a lot of times. And we hurt him because of the love that he's shown us. And a lot of times we may disobey him. We may ignore his love. And it hurts him. But what is his response to us? How do you think God would get past the hurt? Forgiveness is a word. Love, irregardless of how people treat us, it's another phrase that we could think about. Harry says the church is a hospital. We expect everyone in the church to be doctors, but we, even the pastors of all the patients looking for healing. The church didn't hurt her. The people in the church hurt her, and she made them the definition of what church is. Trying to pulling, and that's great, Aries. But I want to add more than just the church hurt. So now, you have, let's go to love relationship, because some women have been hurt by so many men. Now all men are dogs. Or when it comes to men who have been hurt by women, oh, all women are bees. So if we look at hurt, what we tend to do is place an expectation or place a definition. I think it's the word that you use, Aries. We put a definition on what the church is, or what the man is, or what the woman is. We make a general statement because we've been hurt by these things. Work, jobs, family members. I've known people that got hurt by family members that totally disconnect from their families. We place, that's a good way to say it. We place labels through our pain. Indeed. I believe that a lot of people a lot of us, because I can admit of being hurt in so many different areas. And I took it out on the general population of who hurt me. When I was hurt by this organization that I was working for, I took it out on all of church. When I got hurt by an ex, I took it out on all women, which means I just shut down, because I'm not going to be in this relationship because I don't want to be hurt. Because all women are going to do is hurt me. And I had to learn, even up to recently, I had to learn that I can't keep that definition for all church. I can't keep that definition for all women. I can't keep that definition for everybody. What I had to learn to do is overcome the hurt. I want to, when I come back, I want to talk about how can you recognize that you're still hurt. How can you recognize that you're still hurt, that you still have an issue, that you still have a problem? And these are things that I've noticed from myself. And I want you all to engage in the conversation as well. How do you know if you're still hurt. I'll let your boy. This is your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.
Trap, money, penny. Got me in my feelings. Gotta be real with it. Yeah. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. And I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. And I'm down for you always. Look, the new me is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before they try and kill me. They gotta make some choices, they running out of options. Cause I've been going off and they don't know when to stop. And when you get the I see that you've been learning. And when I take you shopping, you spend it like you earned it. And when you popped off on your ex, he deserved it. I thought you would've won from the jump, that confirmed it. Trap, money, Benny. I buy you champagne, but you love some Henny. From the block like you Jenny. I know you special, girl, cause I know too many. Risha, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. And I'm down for you always, JT. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. And I'm down for you always.
Too bad, then we kissing in a wave. Kissing in a wave. Kissing in a wave. I need that black card in the code to the safe. Code to the safe. Code to the safe. I show them how to network. Netflix and chill. What's your net worth?
Cause I want you, and I need you. And I'm down for you always. And I'm down for you always. And I'm down for you, down for you, down for you always.
I got a new boy and a trade.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you. And I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I skate and smoke and rap. Now let me see you bring that, bring that, bring that. Now let me see you. 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 Trap, money, Benny. Got me in my feelings. I just gotta be real with it. Yep. Now let me see you. Everywhere that I go, everywhere that I be, if you were not surrounding me with your energy, I don't wanna be there, don't wanna be anywhere, any place that I can feel you, I just wanna be near you. And yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. Oh. Sometimes it gets unhealthy. We can't be by ourselves. We will always need each other. Yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. I just want you to know that if I could, I swear I'd go back. Everything all better. Ooh. It's the things that you say, it's the way that you pray on my insecurities. I know you feeling me. I know sometimes I do wrong, but hear the words of this song. When I go, I don't stay gone for long. Don't know what's going on. And yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. Sometimes it gets unhealthy. We can't be by ourselves. We'll always need each other. And yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. I just want you to know that if I could, I swear I'd go back, make everything all better. And I'm coming back home to you. And I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home. And yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. Sometimes it gets unhealthy. We can't be by ourselves. We'll always need each other. And yes, I'm a mess, but I'm blessed to be stuck with you. I just want you to know that if I could, I swear I'd go back, make everything all better.
You're listening to Life After the Collar with your boy J-Man on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on. Look, we're having a great discussion. We're talking about beyond the hurt, beyond the hurt, beyond the hurt. And I want to get into right now how to recognize that you're still hurt. I've been reading the chat room, and you all are saying some great things. You're having some great conversation. You're saying some good things. Let me see if I can read some of them. You know, when the thought of the situation steers hard emotions to manifest, when you get angry, depressed, or sad by the thought of a situation that reminds you of what hurt you, or when you are bitter. A lot of us are bitter and don't know it. When we make statements that keep us in bondage, that's a good word, and pass them as knowledge. Wow, that's a great statement, Aries. When we make statements that keep us in bondage and pass them on as knowledge. When someone or something reminds you of your past hurt or was a part of the hurt, it pisses you off all over again. And those are great ways to recognize them. We're going to go through a lot of those some of those conversations we're going to have in this set right here. One of the things that was not mentioned is, I'll use the word isolation from it. What do I mean, isolation from it? The very thing that hurt us, we simply do not involve ourselves with it anymore. For instance, Megan said she was hurt by the church, so she pulled away from the church. When you are in a love relationship and you've been hurt so bad, you pull away from loving again. You pull away from it. When you isolate yourself from the very thing that has caused you the hurt and the pain. When you isolate yourself, and a lot of times we don't even recognize that we are isolating ourselves. What we say is, and I don't know who said that we're passing it. We make statements about keep it. Here it is. When we make statements that keep us in bondage, but pass them on as knowledge. So what happens is we tell ourselves this. We tell ourselves this, that I'm taking a break for a while, or I'm not gonna do that for a while. I'm gonna stay single for a while, or I'm not gonna do this and I'm not gonna do that. That's one of the things that I had to come to grips with myself, especially when it came to church, when it came to love. I just simply said I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not gonna go that route anymore. I stopped. For instance, I stopped going to church. A lot of people don't know. I stopped going to church for years. I simply I wasn't dealing with it anymore. Because how can somebody that I was so faithful to, that I gave my all to, how can they hurt me that way? So I tell you what, I'm just going to pull away from it. And so we isolate ourselves. That's one of the things you can really understand or see that you're still hurt. When you're passing it off, a long time has passed now. But we say, I'm getting myself together, or I just want to be by myself. That isolation will kill us emotionally. It's something that would kill us emotionally, drain us. Because there are nutrients, whether it's spiritual nutrients or emotional nutrients, that we need from other sources outside of ourselves. And there's a difference in taking time to grow past it and isolate. That's it right there. It's one thing. It's one thing to sit there and say, "Oh, I need to get myself together." But 10 years down the line, and you still saying, "I'm getting myself together." You have to understand that you're still hurt. We're still hurt. So isolation. That's right. Aries says isolation is the devil's playground. And that's where the devil wants us to be. The enemy wants us to be in a place that we don't get that emotional input into our lives that we need. Because honestly, we need other people in our lives to help us grow. We need nutrients from other sources outside of ourselves. So that's one way that you could tell that you are hurt or still hurt. Another way, and I think it was, let me see, I think that was Michelle. When someone or something reminds you of your hurt, of your past hurt, or was a part of the hurt, it pisses you off all over again. That right there is one of the biggest warning signs. Biggest warning sign. I had to learn this. I had to really learn how to get past when I heard the name, or when I could see a picture of them, and it would ruin my whole day. It will ruin my entire day. They haven't said anything to me. I saw a picture of them, or I walked past them somewhere, bumped into them somewhere, saw them on social media. They responded on my page or something like that, and my oh my God, my nerves would go straight through the roof. And I had to learn, and I honestly had to pray that thing off of me. Because that was the only way I was going to get past it. I don't want to talk about how to get past it, but that's what I had to do. But one of the things I recognized I was still hurt was when I saw them. It did something to me. But here's what I learned about God. Here's what I learned about God, especially with this scenario. Those people are there, and they show up in time. They show up in different times in our lives to poke the wound. What does that mean? We say that we got our life back on track. We say that, and we pretend, and Aries, I think it was Aries, said we pass what really is we make statements that's keeping us in bondage, and associated with wisdom or knowledge. But in reality, when that finger get put on that doggone wound, and everything you done talked about, oh yeah, I overcame this, I overcame that, and then that doggone thing show up. And when that thing show up, it's going to prove to you that you're still hurt. And it is up to you to recognize that you are still hurt. I'm not talking about nothing I heard or read in a book. I'm talking about what I know. And it wasn't until God set me down, and showed me, you're not healed from this yet. Because if I can show this person, if that person's name will show up somewhere, and you know what? It was so bad that somebody else could have the same name of the person. Don't even, let's say John Smith, common name. John Smith hurt me. And if I see the name John, I associate the name John with the hurt. And now I'm feeling some kind of way about John. And John didn't have nothing to do with it. But that is in place, especially if you're going to call yourself a Christian. If you're going to call yourself, if we call ourselves a Christian, let me tell you, if I learned this, I don't preach about stuff that, you don't see me standing up preaching about stuff that or if I preach about stuff, let me put it this way. If I preach about stuff that I have not overcome, I'm going to tell you what God does to me. I don't know about y'all. This is what God does to me. And I learned this early on in life. God will say, okay, you preaching about this. He'll push a button to see if I'm able to overcome that. If whatever I say or whatever I preach, am I able to do that exact same thing? If I'm going to preach about loving your enemy, God will put an enemy in my face and tell me, okay, you told those people that they were supposed to love their enemy. Now you do it. Now you do it. Those tests happen to build our testimony so that we can eventually help someone else through it. Because what happens is, who's the Aries, is we can be compassionate with when other people go through it. Because here's a scenario. Let me give y'all a good scenario, a great scenario. I remember this like yesterday. So, this probably was maybe about 20 years ago. And, maybe about 15 years ago. I was, at church one day. It was a men's ministry meeting. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes into church and he was drunk. He was completely drunk. And me and another guy were sitting there trying to talk to him. One of the deacons came into church. He said, y'all might as well leave him alone. Because y'all don't know. He run a game on y'all and y'all don't recognize it. But I used to be him. And I know everything that's going through his head right now. By the time the night was over with, the deacon helped this man through a very difficult time and ended up getting saved that night. All because he recognized the hurt in the man. Sometimes we have to understand this, and this is going to lead us to how to overcome the hurt. We go through things in our lives for many different reasons. One of those reasons is so that God can use us, so that because we will be able to recognize the type of hurt. We will be able to understand what that person is going through. Because I know what it feels like to have this type of hurt. I know that you're going to have this type of night. I know that you're going to have this type of day. I know you're going to think this way. I know you're going to feel this way. Now I'm able to help somebody along the way. Some of the stuff that we go through in life has absolutely nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with helping somebody else along the way. But that's just part of the conversation, and we're going to get to that one in a minute. So isolation is one. Isolation is a big one. The fact that by seeing a person, simply seeing their face, or seeing their name, will cause you to realize that you're still hurt. Another thing is the way that you can tell that you're still hurt. Somebody said it earlier, but we was looking at it from a different mindset. The way that you can tell that you're still hurt is that we put unrealistic expectation on people, on others. What does that mean? If they do this, if they do that, my standard is this, my standard. You set the standard so high for anyone to enter your circle, anyone to be a part of you. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have standards. I'm not suggesting that you aren't supposed to have high standards. But what I'm saying is, you're asking men, women, organizations, churches to meet an expectation that you yourself can't meet. If you had to meet your own checklist, are you able to do it? And we make these rules in our lives. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do it, and that, and we set protective measures, preemptive. Let me put it that way. We set preemptive measures on other folks that don't even know what you're going through, where you've been, don't know your life. And so now that when one expectation is not met, the very first thing we say, I told you so. Or we cut out. I'm very good. There's a song I might even, if I have it on here, I'm gonna play it. That says, his name is Sam Smith, I think it is. A white guy named, I think it's Sam Smith. He says that I'm way too good. I'm way too good at saying goodbye. When one thing happened, I became so good at saying goodbye, and I was not think second about it. I would not even when they did that one thing out of 100 things on my list, do's and don'ts. When you hit one of those things that they had no idea that they was being charged with, and watch this, we don't even tell them that they're the list. We don't even share the list with them. And so now we're stuck in this hurt capsule. And we have put boundaries around us that eliminates healing. Because if that person oh no, that ain't the one. Oh, that person did. Oh no, that ain't the one. Oh, this person did. And it could be, matter of fact, it could be so simple as the way a person dressed. It could be that simple. Because it reminds you of the situation. It reminds you of that person. It reminds you of whatever hurt you. There are people that feel that they've been hurt by God. That they've been hurt by God, so they put all of these expectations on God. When God is not a genie. God's going to teach you and put you through things that you're supposed to go through. But something go wrong in your life and you blame God and you say, that's why I don't deal with God. That's why I don't deal with the church. When we put false expectations on people that are clueless about that brick wall that you have set around you, totally clueless. Healing is never going to be in the picture. If we keep those expectations, we would never find people to be in our lives that is designed to sow and to help us grow. You got something you want to say? So here's the thing. When we put those expectations up, we have to understand that those expectations are basically saying, this is not even a brick wall. This is a full steel barrier. And we have to learn to get past that. You good? Or you just want to talk? You good? Okay. Tell everybody you good. Okay. Here's another way we could tell that we are still hurt. Here's how. We settle. How do we settle? I settle for people. I settle for organization. I settle for things in my life. And I'm going to use this word. I settle for a substitution. I settle for a substitute. I know that organization, I know that person, I know that this situation that I'm in is not right for me. It's not designed for me. But I settle for it. Wow. I'm not talking about anything that I read. I'm just look. We settle. I'm telling y'all.
Daddy, what is here? What is here?
Nothing's in there. We settle for. What's the word? What? A false sense of happiness. We settle. Somebody, Ari says, or settling. I never thought of settling. Or we settle because we don't think we deserve more. Sometimes, Aries, we know that we deserve more. But because we have going to the previous conversation, because we have such a high standard, we allow substitutes to be around us. We allow substitutes to be around us. When we're still hurt, we allow substitutes. Because we say, okay, this is close enough. This right here is close enough to what I need. And watch this, y'all. I won't put any expectations on this one. I'm going to allow him, her, it, the situation, the church, the whatever hurt came from. I'm going to allow that in my life so that at least I have something. And I can pretend, watch this, I can pretend that I'm okay. I can pretend that all is well. But watch this. I'm going to tell you what happens when we do this. The hurt will always pop back up because a situation will pop up that's going to remind you of the original hurt. And now you're going to take it out on that substitute. You're going to take that pain and that hurt out on the substitute that's in your life. And you're going to mistreat that, or you're going to put an expectation on that substitute that is not real. How can you tell that you're still hurt? That's what we're talking about now. How can you tell if you're still hurt? Look, we're listening to, you're listening to Life After the Collar, and we're talking about Beyond the Hurt. Holler at your boy. It's all good. It's all gravy.
Sitting here, guess I didn't make bail. Got time and a story to tell. Started when I was 9 years old. Woke up and daddy was gone. I started hustling and they couldn't tell me nothing. Frontin' in the hood, trying to be somebody. My soul was on empty. I was searching for something. Tried to be good. Tried to keep from trouble. Living too fast, trying to make good on a hustle. Sometimes it get rough. Coming from where I'm from, times got hard. Yeah. Coming from where I'm from, sometimes you gotta walk to work. Yeah. Coming from where I'm from, sometimes you gotta do a little dirt. Coming from where I'm from. Wasn't really looking, guess I found it. 5'3", light brown skin. Coming from the university. Nice style, looking kinda lovely. Didn't know she had much game. Down the ride out, even take the train. Even take her to a poker game. Top notch fried chicken and sushi. Try to be good. Tried to treat you like a lady. Tried to be your friend. Turned out that you were shady. Sometimes I get lonely. Coming from where I'm from, things ain't what they seem to be. Coming from where I'm from, sometimes you get a little angry. Yeah. Coming from where I'm from, sometimes you get the best of me. Coming from where I'm from, well, tried to be good. gotta walk alone. Coming from my sometimes you get a little worried. Coming from my sometimes you get lost out of touch. Coming from my sometimes I think I pray a little bit too much. Sometimes I get a little make me smile. Make me smile. I think it's safe to say things just haven't been going my way. No work coming in, so my money is thin, and I still got bills to pay. But all in all, you've been right here with me. When I'm sinking low, you come through and lift me. It's nothing more than the love that you give me. Keeps me from drowning in tears. Make me smile, make me smile. Come through and save the day. You make me smile, you make me smile in a very special way. Everywhere I go, people seem to ask me, where'd I get my joy? Why am I so happy? In these trying times, when a frown is the fashion, I'm beaming like the sun. Now how can that be? See, the answer to the query is very simple. I'm always grinning from dimple to dimple, because you love me unconditionally. My happiness is heart-shaped, can't you see? Can't you see when you're gone? When you're gone away from me, I just don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Everything about you, everything. Everything revolves around you. And I wanna thank you for making me smile. You make me smile. Came through and saved the day. You make me smile. You make me smile. You make me smile. Oh, in a very special way. You make me smile. You make me smile. Ooh, you make me smile. Love the way you make me hold my head up high. You make me smile. You make me smile. You make me smile. Feel like I can walk in the sky. You make me smile. When nothing's going my way, what else can I say? You make me smile. When I can't see the light, here you come shining bright. You make me smile. When everything's bad and I'm feeling real sad. You make me smile. When I don't have the answers, you always give me a chance to smile.
And all the other platforms that we're on, even Alexa can make it do what it do. Sammy just said, what it do. What it do. So we've been talking about how to recognize that you're still hurt. I'm not gonna keep down this road of signs, because there are many more signs, but there is one more sign that I wanted to get out, and that's when we mask our hurt and pain with substances, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drug, whether it's eating, whether it's sex, whether it's whatever it is. we mask our hurt and our pain with covering it. That's what Michelle just said. We cover it up with something. There was a movie I was watching, or I can't remember the movie, but he had lost his daughter and his wife, and I think he was forced to watch them or something like that. But he blamed himself for this hurt that he was feeling. See, it can be, that hurt can come from anywhere. And so what he did was, he found this underground fighting club. And he would go into the arena, into the ring, and literally let people beat him up so that he can feel pain, physical pain, and not just emotional pain. And he covered up what he was feeling emotional with so that he could feel something physical. We can cover up, we end up covering or masking the pain with something else. How can I minimize this? My psychologists and psychiatrists, they call it, what's the term that they use? Self-medicating. We begin to self-medicate ourselves with something. That's how you know you're still hurt. So that I don't feel this pain again, I'm gonna feel this pain instead, or I'll numb myself by going at it this way. I'll numb myself. A lot of times that's what we end up doing, is numbing ourselves instead of dealing with the issue. So that was the last thing that I wanted to bring up. And the list can go on and on and on and on and on, and you have to do your self-evaluation to determine different ways and how you are, if you are still hurting. I can't say you are or you're not. But substituting pain. That's what Michelle just said, substituting pain. But have to self-evaluate yourself on ways to recognize that you're still hurting. So now the question begins as we're bringing this last set. How do you get past it? How do you get past the hurt? How do you get past the pain? The first thing, before you do anything, I understand that, people always throw out the word forgiveness, forgiving the other person. Let me tell you something. I am learning this above anything else. And I've been sharing with people lately. I am in the happiest place of my entire life. I am so happy with my life. Are things the way that I want them? No. There's different things that I have to improve on, and I need to do better in. But one of the things that I am learning to do better is loving myself. Period. Loving myself, watch this, and being myself. Loving myself and being myself. When I start, because a lot of times we put expectations on who we should be for people that don't even know us. Be you. Be the best you can be. Don't try to meet anybody else's expectation. Oh, I'm supposed to weigh this much. I'm supposed to look this way. Some of us, and y'all gonna think that I'm being funny, but some of us are looking so foolish out there, trying to dress up and look like something that you think other folks think you should look like. You putting on these long, oh Jesus. I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to be mean. These long eyelashes, these you cut off your eyebrows and draw them back that look like a straight line. Because People and guys do the same thing. Guys do stupid. We wear certain clothes because guys are trying to dress younger now. We're doing stuff that make it us look not you. You can't even see you. We don't even recognize you. Be who you are, and I don't care if you drawing on your eyebrows is you, then be the best you. If I complain, all you got to do is say, so what? This is me. Well, if that's you, that's you. I can say it. Just because a person has an opinion does not mean that person is judging you. It's just an opinion. We got to stop being so politically correct that if I don't agree with you, that I'm judging you. No, I just have my opinion. People just have their opinion. Learn to love yourself to the fullest and be you. If you're ever going to get past the hurt, if you're ever going to get past the pain, be you. Be you, be you, be you. Love you. You cannot expect anybody else to love you if you're not loving yourself the right way. If you're not loving yourself the right way, how can you expect anybody else to? You don't even know how to love you. How does somebody else supposed to know how to love you? How does anybody else supposed to recognize who you are if you don't know how to recognize who you, if you're not being the authentic you? Be you, be you, be you, love you, love you, love you. I can't say it any better than that. If you're ever going to get past the hurt, it starts right there. The second thing you have to learn how to do is forgive. And part of that forgiveness is it starts in loving you, because you have to learn how to forgive yourself. I made a bad choice. I made a bad decision. I wasn't supposed to be in that relationship. I stayed too long in that relationship. Oh, I was the one that messed up. Oh, I was the one that cheated. Oh, I was the one that did this. I was the one that did that. Forgive yourself first. When it comes to loving you, part of that is loving yourself. Forgiving yourself. But the second part of that is forgiving those that hurt you. Understand that it was a part of the plan. If you trust God and you say that nothing happens without God's approval, that means God was the word. If you're a Christian, I'm going to talk to y'all church folks, because some of us church folks, we hold on to the pain worse than anybody. If we say God don't make mistakes, why are we holding on to this hurt? Why are we holding on to this pain? When do we start looking at it as, you know what, God wanted me to go through this. There was something I had to learn in this. I was supposed to go through that hurt. I was sitting talking to the guys in the cigar lounge the other day, and I was telling them, look, I love my life. I wouldn't change anything about it. All of the hurt, all of the pain, all of that stuff, I would not change one thing about it. Because right now, where it has me in my life, I am the happiest that I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. What you gonna say? He's trying to talk over me. But I had to, and this is, look, y'all, this some of this stuff that I'm talking about today is stuff that I've learned recently. My walks on the trail, this is things that what God deals with me about. You want your own radio show? Huh? He said, yeah. But we have to learn to forgive those that did hurt us, and understand that God used them to. The word of God, when it came, y'all know my favorite scripture in the Bible says this. This is my favorite scripture. And God hardened Pharaoh's heart. God made Pharaoh mean. God was the one that made Pharaoh mean. When Moses went back. And God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Understand that God had something to do with you going through what you went through. Michelle just said that was the hardest part, forgiving someone who said he was not sorry for what he did. Look, let me tell y'all this. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is all about you and releasing. You release, and you whatever I define it as this. Y'all know I always talk about, being on a plane and you got somewhere to go and you have people that gets on your plane and off your plane. Forgiveness is this part. When they get off the plane, the forgiveness is letting them take that luggage with them. When you get off your plane, because you're not going to the same destination as but you get off the plane and you take your same, all that luggage that you brought to the plane, you take all that. I forgive you. Here's everything that's yours. And that's one of the ways you learn how to move on from hurt. It's forgiveness.
Ow.
Another way that you deal with overcoming hurt and pain is this. Tell the story. Tell the whole story. Tell the story. In other words, share what you went through, because somebody is sitting around waiting on you, waiting to hear your story, waiting to hear how you overcame, waiting for you to share your story so they can feel like they're not in the boat by themselves, that they're the only one that has gone through this, that they're the only one that has felt this pain. Share your story. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of your strength. It's a part of your experience. It's a part of your wisdom. When you share it brings value. Let me help a lot of people out right in this area. When you share the story, when you share your story, you're going to find out that there's value in what you went through. You will find out, I went through this because now, instead of having a face, watch this, that reminds you of pain, God will replace it with somebody else's face that you helped because you shared your story. So now when you share your story, or now when you think about that hurt or that situation you was in, I now have a face to put with, oh, I went through that hurt, I went through that pain, I went through that situation because I needed to get to that person. I needed to help that person. Share your story. Share your story. And the last thing I would say, as we bring tonight's show to a close, keep living. Keep living. Keep searching for your happiness. Keep searching for your peace. Keep searching for your happiness ever after, however they put it. Happily ever after. That's what it is. Keep looking for your happily ever after. Don't stop living. Where I am right now, I'm living the best life I could have ever imagined. I'm living my best life right now. That's just me. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. Y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. It was an awesome show. I know I came on a little bit late. Forgive me, but this platform is doing something, and it's working my nerves. But I thank God for the opportunity to share what I shared tonight, and maybe this is the reason why Spreaker decided to act a monkey to this week, because this is what we was going to talk about yesterday. So I'm glad we had the opportunity to share. Thank y'all so much again. Friday, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, so I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully I can learn this platform a little bit better. Holla at your boy. It's all good. It's definitely all gravy. Y'all, let's make it do just what it do, baby.
He is my king, he is my one. Yes, he's my father, yes, he's my son. I can talk to him, cause he understands everything I go through and everything I am. He's my support system, I can't live without him. The best thing since sliced bread is his kiss, his hugs, his lips, his touch. And I just want the whole world to know about my black brother. I love you, and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true, cause you're my black brother, strong brother, and there is no one above you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. He's misunderstood. Some say that he's up to no good around the neighborhood. Well, for your information, a lot of my brothers got education. Now check it. You got your Wall Street brother, your blue collar brother, you're down for whatever, chilling on the corner brother, your talented brother, and to every one of y'all behind bars, you know that Angie loves you. My black brother, I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. No. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true, cause you're my black brother. I'll never hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true, cause you're my black brother, strong brother. There is no one. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. You mean so much to me. You give me what I need. I'm so proud. I said I'm so proud. I love you for staying strong. You got it going now. I'm so proud of you. Going through thick and thin, brothers, you're gonna win. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Whenever you're facing doubt, brothers gonna work it out. I'm so proud. I got unshakable faith. You're my black brother. I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. True, cause you're my brother, strong brother. There is no one other. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Only you. Try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true, cause you're my